Uh, okay, it's already started recording. Okay. Hello, everyone. Would like to share something. I still remember that when I was in BMC software a few years ago, and then we had long late hours meetings. Those are the never ending meetings. And those meetings were for prioritizing what should go into the next few meetings. And we really had a hard time figuring out. And then these prioritization techniques we came to know about, which really helped us so that we were able to complete our prioritizations and then going forward, all the releases very smoothly. And that's what I'm going to share today with you. Hope you will be interested. So let's start on this one. I'm Rahul Shah. So when we talk about the priorities are everywhere, right? In your personal life as well. You have to decide between career, family, kids. This is for me. I am really fond of Sanskrit. So learning Sanskrit, reading Sanskrit literature, personal development, traveling, giving back to community, spiritual development. How do you decide? Do you use those techniques here as well? It depends. See, you have to decide on different priorities every time, right? For personal priorities, I follow value system. So once you identify your value system, what it is, how it is, what comes first, what comes next, then you will be prioritized very easily. Because most of the time, you have to decide between two good things, right? Like travel and giving back to community. So it's not about clear answers, right? So value system will come very handy in those cases. But let's talk about professional life as well, right? How it works out to be. That's what we are going to see today. So I'm Rahul Shah, agile coach and trainer, 20 plus years of experience and still learning. I got a couple of certificate last year, still have to start my account this year. And as I mentioned that I like Sanskrit, I have memorized around 1,000 verses. And then last year was good. And then we'll continue on that journey as well. I'm also a CF program consultant, certified agile coach, certified agile scrum masters, Kanban practitioners and other stuff. So let's come to our topic. What is the structure today? What I'm going to cover today? One, why prioritization? That's very obvious, right? But let's look into bit detail as well. What are the factors affecting prioritization? And what are the different techniques you can use for prioritization? Oh, there are n number of activities, n number of techniques. We'll see few of them and then we'll see whether you would like to do another session or give it to you for self-learning. And then there are a couple of activities. See how the different techniques for prioritizations works in practice, right? You should have some hands-on, and I have planned for two activities, two different techniques I'm planning to use. So let's see. So let me ask you one question about why prioritization, right? So where would you like to go for vacation? You can speak up or use the chat to put your answers. If you are given a chance to go for a vacation, where would you go? You can unmute yourself. Okay. Femi says Bali.
Right now, I would really like to visit India again. It's been 1.5 years. I'm not able to
Oh,
come meet my parents. So yeah, India.
okay. Okay. Wait for a few more months and then everything will be stabilized. Dubai, Ladakh, Florida. Mm-hmm.
Would like to go hill station.
Good. So you have multiple choice, that means. Yeah, we have a couple of people saying Florida, France. Okay. So whatever, you are still thinking, but let me move forward on this one. So when I ask you a question, right, where do you want to go? So there are multiple factors, right? Now, whatever I'm going to reveal now or ask different questions, you might change your answer, but that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. So one of the things I ask you to select the vacation where you would like to go. Now, if I change that with whom you are going, whether it's your friends, are you going for a bachelor party, going for parents, with your family, kids, with your office friends, then the destination might change, right? Even the budget and everything will be completely different. If I put budget constraint into picture, then again your destination will change. You will think, okay, where I should go, whether I will go by air, by rail, if it is possible. Those things will come into picture, right? What kind of holiday you are looking for, historical or hill stations, or you are going for some entertainment, hills, trekking and other aspects. So it changes, right? So now if I ask you, where do you want to go? Then you will say it depends. And that's the answer most of the consultants will give, right? Where I want to, how it works out. And then the consultant will say it depends. But what I am trying to tell you here, the point, the message I want to highlight here is, it's very difficult, right? It's something like counting the birds. It's not easy. How many birds? So similarly, if you just look prioritization in isolation without any methods, without any techniques, it becomes very difficult. So prioritization is important, that we know, right? Why? Why prioritization? See, we want to deliver value to customer. At the same time, we certainly would like to grow as well, right? We are looking for return on investment. Whatever we are investing, we will be looking for higher sales, or might be higher revenue, expanding our customer base. So prioritization obviously will depend on multiple factors as well. The prioritization, one of the key aspects why Agile came into picture is, there is not enough time to complete everything. There will be always more things to do than time and resource will allow you. So business agility, you have to consider. You have to sense what the market is doing. You have to respond to the market, the competition, the competitors' new launches, regulatory requirement. How do you adapt? How do you adapt fast to get it moving and then get the benefit? And again, the prioritization, it's not like once you do and set the priorities, it will be long lasting. We respond to change, right? Rather than following a plan. So if the plan is already set, probably you might want to revisit that plan, because the requirements are keep changing. That's how it will be always. So prioritization, we cannot go away with this one. If we don't do proper prioritization, we may not get the return which we are expecting. The customer won't be satisfied, right? When we talk about what is the customer satisfaction index, probably we will fare very poor in that case. So what are the factors we have to consider while prioritization? The obvious answer would be, if you ask anyone, they will say business value. Look at the business value and then get going. Business value, what is business value? And just business value alone won't serve the purpose. You are spending a very huge effort to get some value, maybe higher value, and then you are spending little efforts and then you are getting some considerable amount of value, then the equation would change. We won't go for, no, this one is giving a higher value, so we should go for this one. No, there you have to consider different aspects. Yeah, one of them is the financial value of the new functionality. What is the cost of developing, supporting that stuff? What are the opportunities we are creating? What is the new knowledge we are gaining so that we can move forward? Not everything we create and give it to customer will give us value, but that's fine. What is the amount of risk removed? So we want to expand our customer base in multiple different geographical area. And then if we release something, we prioritize something like internationalization and localization, that certainly will open up different opportunities. But that's a risk, right? So that also will be one of the factor in prioritization. And then, yeah, obviously consider the consequences. That is one of the way to, if we do not implement what if scenarios, you have to consider. Without that is not going to work out. And many a times the deadline, that also plays a vital role, right? Something of particular feature which is not going to give any value, which is last in the ranking. But if we don't do that one, the CEO will go to jail, and probably we will have to do that one, and there is no other options. So those are the factors we have to consider in prioritization. Let's look at the different techniques, and then let me tell you, these are not all the techniques. Before that, can you put in what all techniques you know in the chat, or you can speak up as well, what all techniques you have used or you have not used but know, okay, these are the prioritization techniques. Can you share or speak about it?
Mascot.
Okay. Else, let me see the chat room. Ranking, okay.
And WSJF.
WSJ, weighted shorted job first. Yeah. Moscow is very famous. What else? Or that is not in my plate. If I am
Kano.
Come again, sorry.
Kano model.
Okay, yeah, Kano model. Eisenhower technique, yeah. And I learned new stuff as well while I was preparing for this talk. 5 whys techniques, okay. Then Eisenhower technique can be used in multiple ways. It's not just about important and urgent that matrix, but you can expand it to multiple ways. It's very good. Fishbone, okay. Why we want to do something? Great.
Fishbone, how we can use, because fishbone can be used as a root cause.
Yeah. Fishbone normally is used as even the 5 whys as well. I haven't tried it out for the prioritization.
No, yeah, even 5 whys also usually used for RCS, root
Correct.
cause.
Yeah, it is. That one is used. So probably we'll see at the end, we'll check with those participants who have asked about this one that they are using. Maybe they might have tweaked the tool to try out something different. 5 whys, maybe they have identified, like I would say that the one way of using the 5 whys is to identify why our sales are not growing. And then you ask 5 whys, and then because we do not have XYZ, and that's why our sales are not growing. That may be another way to use 5 whys. I haven't used, but I think some of them are already using. So that might be one of the say. Relative sizing and others. Great. Yeah. Okay, so we can use many like story mapping, user story mapping, Moscow method, Kano model, Eisenhower matrix, WSJF. And you can create your own formula, right? 5 whys or whatever you would like to. Prioritization poker, relative sizing. There's a RICE model as well. So there are different ways you can do the prioritization. And then you can use gamifications as well, right? You might have heard about buy a feature or a $20 bill, prune the product tree, or cross the river and other stuff. Cross the river, something like this one I have used, I have created. So you might not have read it elsewhere. So in today's one, today we are going to cover mainly first 3 techniques: story mapping, Moscow method, and the Kano model. So let's look at it. What is user story mapping? This is one of the very good method for this one. before I go into the user story mapping, let me tell you that the prioritization techniques, while selecting the projects, then there will be a different financial methods, right, which you can use it, which I have not considered and covered. This one more from the requirements perspective. Even when you go from the financial aspects, right, then you will have internal rate of return, net present value, and other methods which are available. Those you can use it. Another stuff I would like to highlight here is many of the methods, when you use it at a story level, probably you won't be able to justify. So initially, if you have a group of functionality, you call it feature or epic or theme, at that place as well, you can use some of the methods or techniques that will yield you some of the results. Now, when I was talking to my friend, he said that I was just reviewing this one with him, and then he said that you haven't talked about agile prioritization techniques. So do you think that this can be used everywhere? I said, yeah, why not? Everything can be used. These all techniques can be used for waterfall way of working, or even if you are using agile methodology. See, there will be some difference in the say that for the waterfall, you will select the best prioritization technique and then we'll go for it. You prioritize for some duration, some releases, and then you won't touch it again. You won't look at it, how it is going on, how the market is reacting, what is happening with the competitors. They have released new projects and other stuff. We might be least bothered about this one. But when you talk about the agile methodology, what will happen is you might select more than one methods to come with the prioritization. At the same time, you will follow the empiricism. What's going on? How it has performed? You respond to change. Those will be the difference between these two. So you can use these techniques, I think, anywhere. Even if you think that you have too many things, to-do list in your plate, right? You want to do so many things. Try out something at your personal level as well. This certainly should work well. I'm 100% sure about this one. Okay, so one of the method is user story mapping. So this talks about how the user journey flows through. What all areas user is touching. And then what we want to identify is, see, one of the biggest benefit of user story mapping is you are visualizing the backlog from customer journey perspective. The backlog which you have in any ALM tool, right, where you keep your backlog, even in Excel, that will be flat. You won't be able to see how that is moving, how it is interlinked. But when you put it in a user story mapping, right, you will understand that how it moves through, which one is the most important one, which one we can skip, how it is interrelated, what all should go into the first one, first release, second release, and other stuff. You understand the big picture. So this certainly would help you in prioritizing which all should go. Right now, if you look at the line is very straight, like MVP, I have just considered the first one, but it need not be. We might want to say that, okay, for the Epic 2, we will pick up all these 3 features or functionality in the MVP itself, and then we'll move forward. That is certainly possible. So this is one way. So to put your requirements into visual backlog and decide that how do you want to prioritize a requirement and other stuff. It will reveal to you that whether you are doing right or wrong and other stuff. Another method, very famous one, right? Probably many of you are using, and then very straightforward as well. Must have, should have, could have, and won't have. So we have won't have, that means we are not doing it for right now because it is not adding any value right now, or it is adding value, but we do not have enough budget for it. We do not have enough time for it. Or there are other user stories, other requirements which are much higher priority than this one. So whatever the user stories you have, right? The requirements you have, features you have, you divide it into 4 groups. Must have. Must have is very critical. See, one of the challenge you have when you work as a scrum master with product owner, and then you tell him, her that, okay, can you give me some requirements, prioritize requirements? Then the short answer would be everything is priority. No, we want to do everything. Though you project your velocity and then you say, okay, this is what all we can do, but probably that would not be enough for them to convince. And when we ask them, okay, you prioritize the top priority, there should be only one. But probably they will say, no, that doesn't work out well. And they are right as well. Because if you just deliver one feature, it's not going to give any value to customer. So that's their right perfectly. So what all will come into the must have? The mandatory requirement, like legal requirements, or which is giving very good value, or the requirements without which user or customers won't pay. They won't purchase at all. They are not at all interested if these features are not there. There are some features which are related to safety, right? When the healthcare product, the safety is the first concern. Anything related to safety, we must do it. Then we'll have should have, and then could have. So should have, would have important features. They add significant value, and could have, would have nice to have features, a small impact. And then I tell you, it's very difficult to differentiate between should have and could have. Must have we understand, without which it won't go. Won't have we understand that it's not the priority right now. It's not adding that much of value. Sorry. But should have and could have. Anybody would like to share, how do you differentiate if we are using Moscow technique? How do you differentiate between should have and could have? See, the simple way is to look at from reverse perspective. If we do not do this, what will be the impact? So what are the pains if we do not do this one? More the pain, that means it should go into should have. If less pain, then it will go into could have. But this is more from the software requirements perspective. Let me give some example on this one, and then we'll do one activity on this one. We will do 2 groups, and then we'll see how that works out to be. So let me give one example that you have decided to build a new car, or as a customer you can think of. So the must-haves, right? Obviously we understand, okay, the basic model is already available with you. Now what are the must-have in today's world? Obviously air condition has to be there. Earlier there was option that if you do not have air condition, that's still fine. Power windows were not there. Power steering was not there, but right now they are the must-haves. Even the airbag, right? The government has, I think Indian government has mandated, okay, this one, the airbag is mandatory, and then they would put it here. But should have, could have. See, if you are releasing for the first time, and the want have features, yeah, like the luxurious cars they have, right? Like automatic or keyless entry, or you would have something like automatic wipers based on if it is rain, then automatic wipers will turn on. Could have, should have, might have the fog light or the rear wipers and other stuff. Those are the ones who would fall into should have and could have. People can decide whether I would like to go for it or not. But air conditioners, power windows, those are the must-have items, without which we cannot move forward. And won't have, like some of the features if I'm going for the first time, I won't worry much about this one. So based on the Moscow, the activity, what we have to do is we will do it 2 groups. We will create a breakout room. So you will be in the one group. I will share the links for both the groups, like the Moscow Idea Jamboard. And then what you have to do is there are actually must have, should have, could have, or let me share both the stuff. So, okay. So what is the activity which we are going to do now is, say you are starting a new hotel in the hotel industries. And these are all the different features of that hotel. You are going to book a room, right? So on what aspects, what will be your must-haves, should have, could have, won't have? See, you are building from scratch. You have to do something that, okay, what all features you would like to put it into the first release. Also need to make sure that the people should come, right? The tourists should come to your hotel as well. So that's what I want you to do. So let me share again and then show you what we have to do. So this is the Moscow prioritization techniques, right? These are all the features. What I want you to do is in your group, discuss if the free Wi-Fi is a should have, could have, or people won't turn to your hotel if it doesn't have. Probably free Wi-Fi right now, without it, it's not going to work. So then we will put it into free Wi-Fi. Then this one is temperature control swimming pool or whatever. You can hot water and other stuff. You decide and then you put in. So we will have 7 minutes for this one. Let me share the link. I think I will share the, Vijay, need your help as well, because once we create the breakout room, they won't have access. Let me share for the both
Just
the
a
links
moment.
here.
I see that totally, including we both of us, there are 38 people. So say 36. How many breakout rooms you would like?
2
And
right now.
yeah, but in that case, how many people would be there in one room? Roughly around
18 people, right?
18 people. Yeah. So you want 18 people to work on one board, or
No, let me create another board then.
maybe you'll have to copy.
Yeah. Shall I create, I think,
Duplicate. Maybe I think duplicate is an option.
shall I create 4 then in that case? I think 3.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe I think 4 should be good.
Okay.
Okay, and then we will have to give the link to people, telling them you should use this number. So we'll name the breakout rooms also.
Yeah.
So
We have to share the link for each of them, right?
Yeah. So
you can create the breakout room,
mhm.
and then I will share you the links as well. So
Sure. Okay.
or I will share the link first before you create
Yes.
the breakout room, so then everyone can keep.
Sure.
And then based on which group they are, they can join that.
Sure. So I have created 4 rooms. Maybe you can give them a room number 1, room number 2. So whatever room is, you need to use that number.
Okay, that's fine.
In the link, yeah.
Okay, so I'm sharing the link now. So if you are in room number 1, use Moscow 1. If you are room number 2, use Moscow 2. And that's the way we would like to go forward.
Sure.
Okay, so you can create the rooms. We will meet after 5 minutes. So at in 7 minutes we will meet. You can create, guys.
Yes.
Keep.
I have already created the rooms. You just
Okay.
let me know when do you want.
Yeah, you can start moving the people into different rooms.
Okay, so team, whoever is there in that room, just take an initiative and start. Somebody would like to take a leadership role. I mean, just say that I'm gonna work out. So okay. So Rahul, I am starting.
You can create the room automatically so that it will speed up.
Sure, I have created automatically. Okay. Done.
Okay, so you might have received, Vijay is inviting you to join room. Remember the room number and then join.
Rahul, you may not join. after that, I will actually add you into another one. So yeah, I can see already Mr. D. Mr. D, Nilesh, you're supposed to join. Victoria, BBM, need to join. Donald. Okay. Okay, I am going to assign to room number 1, CK to room number 2. So please join rooms. Hi, Rahul, you're on mute. I brought you back into the main session. Were you talking
Okay,
to
these
them?
people. Yeah, I was talking to them. That's fine.
Which room you would
Can
like
you?
to go to? Just let me know.
Okay, in room 2, you can go. I was in room 3. You can go to. You can put me into room 2. You can go into room 1.
Okay, I'll go to room 1. You go to room 2. Just how much time you
3
would
minutes
like?
more. You give
Okay,
me
I'm
1
sending.
minute only. Then we'll move to
Sure.
room 4.
Sending you to room 2. I'm joining in room 1. Hi team, whoever is there in this room, we have already created some breakout rooms and I would ask them to come back to this room. So just hang on for some time and then people would be back to this room. Send message to all. So Rahul, shall we call back? You're on mute. Rahul, shall we call people back to main session? Okay, sure. I am closing the rooms. Within 1
Yeah.
minute, everyone should be here in this room.
Yeah, 30 seconds, fine.
So it's 1 minute actually.
Okay, no issues.
Hi team, welcome back to the main session.
Okay, so you have set the timer, right? After I think the timer is
Oh yeah,
done,
it's
then everybody will be in.
some 30 seconds remaining now.
Okay.
So people have got choice to come back to this room, but
Okay.
if they don't choose to, then automatically they'll be back to this room after 19 seconds from now.
Okay, great.
We are back.
Oh, welcome back, Nilesh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey T. Okay, so yes, all yours, Rahul. I think everyone's back in the main
Okay,
room.
great. First of all, thank you very much for participating. I can see the boards. You are able to see my screen as well, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So you have done great job, almost all the groups. They are able to put it must have, should have, could have, some of them have won't have as well. Yeah. With the first time, probably you don't want solar hot water or facial plus key and log. That's too much to invest right now. That's perfectly fine. And then yeah, free Wi-Fi, cleanliness. I was talking, my wife will look first, whether Wi-Fi is that secondary. Cleanliness, that has to be the first one. Without it, 24-hour hot water, you won't go move forward. That's wonderful. So why it worked out? Like, I hope you enjoyed the exercise, right?
Yes.
So there were some difficulties as well you might have faced, that couple of you are saying no it is must have, some of them are saying no it should go into should have.
Right.
Yes.
So normally what we do is we keep those items aside, and then those items won't be many actually. So then you can use majority, because anyway there will be very less chance where many of them are saying it should go into must have and many of them are saying it should be in the want have. That won't happen. Normally it will be the adjacent category only, must have or should have or could have. So that's very easy to handle. Vijay, have you faced similar situation where many people are not coming to agreement that what needs to be done?
Oh yeah, I mean, almost always. And that's where facilitation comes in.
Great. So anybody would like to share experience very quickly? Did you enjoy this one?
Yeah, it was enjoyable.
Yes.
Like sharing the views about each must have, should have, could have, and would have, and everyone shared their view, and it was interesting to uh, move things to respective compartments.
Yeah, one of the objective is to initiate the discussion, right? If the discussions are happening, then we will come to know whether it should be doable, not doable.
Yeah, yes, right.
Okay, in the chat as well, we are seeing that people did enjoy. Let's move to the next technique. Okay, before that, this is one of the game you can use, right? So you have to cross the river, but the bridge is fragile and then it won't carry too much of weight. So as a product owner, right, what you need to do, you can carry only certain requirements. So the requirements will be given some weightage, right? And then you cannot carry more than 100 kg or whatever. And then you can cross only once. So now you have to decide what all requirements will you pick up and then cross the river on fragile bridge. Probably if you paint this picture, most of the product owner won't even take 100 kg or 90 kg, below 90 kg. They say, okay, we want to make sure we are safe. Whatever we are carrying is valuable and will deliver value to your customer. So you can try this method like playing a game and then that will work out well as well. Okay, the next method or technique, are you able to see my screen?
Yes, but still
I
we are
can
seeing this must, should, and could have.
Okay.
I think it was changed.
Yeah,
now
It
we're
was
able to
showing
see.
old.
So I was talking about on this one, crossing the river, similar stuff. So my experience is even the product owners won't carry more than 90 kg because they know that, okay, we have to make sure that we pick up the items which are of highest priority. Next one is the Kano model. A bit similar to what we have seen in the Moscow, but the requirements are a bit different. So what are different requirements? So if you look at if you study the chart, right, what we are saying at the bottom, it's a dissatisfaction. And as we complete the features, the customer will be satisfied. When there is the product or service, it's not there, and then we are doing it. So there are no service, less service, and then what we are saying is, yeah, the service is already in the place. So the requirements, the way they behave is different. The different in the sense is there will be some requirements which will be must be, like the air conditioner. If there is no air conditioner in the car, we won't. If there is no power steering in the car, we probably won't move, won't purchase the car. Then some of them would be one dimensional. What do I mean by one dimensional in this Kano model? If those kind of requirement, those kind of features or functionalities there, then the satisfaction will increase. It will go. If there are no, then customer will be dissatisfied. If you put in more requirements, then they will be happy. Then third one would be delighters. So delighters and must be. There is some commonality in this one. So must be and delighters. Delighters means something like exciting. You might not have thought about. Like we talk about face unlock or face plus key unlock or fingerprint unlock. That you have not thought about, but yeah, if they are giving it, good. But customer have not expressed. So even in delighters and even must be, customers have not expressed. But the biggest difference here is if you don't provide the must be, customer will be dissatisfied. If you provide it, the customer will be still, it's say, okay, they won't say, oh, yeah, I'm very much satisfied. If you don't provide air conditioner in the car or power steering or power windows is not there, they says we are not happy. If you provide, they will say, yeah, that is obvious. That has to happen. So we are not satisfied in that sense. Show me something different, extra. So this one dimensional will be there. And here what we are saying, some of the features where they are not aware of. They will say, okay, delighters are there, and then you present those features, then they will be satisfied. But they probably won't express, okay, these are the features and other stuff. Indifferent in the sense those are very minor features we don't care about. The reverse is another one. The reverse is if you provide those features, they probably are not happy. Why is it so they won't be happy? Like the one I gave, right? Face unlock plus you have to use the key as well. So this is two-way authentication, right? Probably say that is too much, right? Or fingerprint. Then if we are 4 people or 3 people, then everybody should have the face unlock. So they have to register and then they will have to spend time there. So if we implement that feature, probably they will not be happy. So what we will do now, again, this time for 5 minutes only, we will do another exercise. So the activities are same, the same we are considering a hotel, but now you will have to group it into the Kano way of model. So let me share and then show you. So we had done Moscow Met model, now Kano model is there. So what are the features? It should must be there. If more, the better. Delighter, nice to have. Like if it is there, then fine. We are not expecting. And some of the features, like there is no difference. That's also fine. So what I will do now is I will share again the 4 rooms. Sorry, 4. Vijay, once I create, then you can create the breakout room for 5 minutes. Let me copy the
Okay.
links first. And then we'll put in.
So I'll keep the same rooms, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
So guys, one of you need to share it.
Mhm.
One of you in the group, in the breakout room need to share.
Okay,
And
the
then
screen.
what
Yeah.
am I putting? Just give me a
So-
minute. Let me copy first so that everybody gets it. And do remember your breakout room number.
Yeah. Just a moment. One question. I don't know whether you answered it, Rahul. The question from Rainier says, yes, enjoyed it. However, challenge is the context of the hotel. So I think that needs to be, if,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So Rainier, can you share what was that?
I think it's more actually a discussion. For example, in terms of the lift. Okay, I understand that depending on the country where you're coming from, it could mean differently.
Oh, yeah,
We would take it as elevator. Okay, some people would take it as actually a
Oh,
car.
okay.
exactly.
No, we take it as an elevator as a group. Now, some people would say, okay, it's actually a must. Some people would say it's not. Okay, I think I would say it actually depends on the context of the hotel. So, for example, I live in the UK. Okay, so for example, there are some hotels in London which actually is a 2-story or 3-story,
Yeah.
and some of them actually doesn't have a lift or elevator. So for me, that's actually a must. So I think it's like it's more in a context. Or can we do an assumption on this one, VJ, in terms of this exercise?
Oh, yeah. Rahul, would you like to suggest some assumption?
Yeah, so it would be difficult, but yeah, I think if I had used the common words, that certainly would make a big difference. I have removed right now. There were 2. Another was freeze as well, so I have removed that one and the lift. So
Okay.
whatever works out well, you can just
Mhm.
consider. Others, if you are not coming to an agreement, that's perfectly fine. So don't
Maybe
worry
just
too
make
much
your
about.
own. Yeah, maybe just make your own assumption in your group. That's fine, right?
Yeah. That's
Okay.
actually what I like, VJ. I mean,
Sure.
creativity actually gets out from that. So yeah, thank you.
Okay, sure. So
Okay.
Rahul, 5 minutes you're saying, or 4
Yeah,
minutes?
5
How
minutes.
much? 5 minutes? Okay, it's already there. Guys, 5 minutes from now. Hey, Alberto. I have put you into room 1 if you want to join. Good to see you. All people in this room, I have already put you into the breakout rooms. You might got an option to join the room, yes or no. If you say yes, you would go to that room. Just for the information.
Vijay, have you started 1 minute timer? You're on mute.
Yes, I already started.
I think when you come out of the breakout room, you are automatically are muted.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay,
That's I think the reason.
sure.
Let me share what people have already done on the different tools. Okay, I
People are
think
joining
the
back.
Yep.
yeah, people are joining here. So guys, how did you find this exercise? What is the difference between Moscow method and Kano method? Just think about it. I think in another 20 seconds, everybody will be in this room. Hello, welcome back. So hope you enjoyed this another prioritization technique, bit different than the Moscow method, because if you look at the results, those are different, right? So can anybody would like to share what is the difference between the Kano model and the Moscow method? No, this one is everything complete.
So I seems that there is could not have and no difference. So that is where if we get something or should not implement, I feel that is the different thing.
I thought it could be based on the satisfaction versus the business value. So value could be more monetary as well, whereas satisfaction is almost a feeling.
Correct.
I felt in Kano model, like the persona is like, when it's easy to do it in Kano model because the persona is fixed there, we would be doing it in terms of customer's perspective. Okay, it makes me it gives me satisfaction when I implement this feature or it doesn't. So the persona is fixed in Kano model, but in Moscow model, I think we have to do it explicitly before we categorize the requirements.
Very well said, Netra. One of the difference is like when you do the Moscow, right? You are behaving like you are a product owner and then maximize the value you get, right? While in Kano model, you take the shoes of the customer, what they will like and how they will behave, what will be of interest to them, and then you prioritize. So this one is more from the customer perspective rather than the getting the business value. At the end, we want to make sure that we have a valuable delivery. So that's always the case. But yeah, there is some difference as well. And another thing you might have noticed, no doubt, this one we know that we have been to hotel multiple times. So it's easier to prioritize the requirements and other stuff. But around 20 requirements, we are able to prioritize in 5 minutes. And if we are not right, that's perfectly fine. But this one is what I want to highlight here is these are quick ways to get it working. That you have to understand. You can do it again because change is constant, right? And then you might need to do it again. So don't worry about that as well. There are many prioritization techniques which you can use. But the key takeaway which I want you to take from this session is prioritization is very important. And your focus should be on customer and value delivery. Empiricism, how soon you get the feedback is also very important. That also has to be part of the factors you consider for prioritizations. And remember, techniques are means to achieve your goals. Don't marry to one of the techniques only. You can be technique agnostic and then still achieve the prioritization. That should be your key. And the disclaimer, benefits are subject to utilization. Unless you put this into practice, it's not going to work. If your company, your organization, your department doesn't allow this to be done, or you do not get the opportunity, there is one opportunity to try it on yourself. So that certainly you should try out. And I'm sure that you certainly are going to get good benefits out of this one. With that, I end my presentation. We know that we are already over time, but I would like to take few questions as well from you.
I just have one question. Nice session, Rahul. I just wanted to know if you have like if these techniques can actually be utilized when you are prioritizing not only feature work, but you have your architectural roadmaps and your technical debt as well. That's where probably problems come, like how to prioritize all of that with a unified backlog. Yeah, we can have a unified backlog and we can do all these techniques, but
Mhm.
like if in practice, if it has worked out or how it can be done better when you have all the three different verticals and you want to prioritize everything, like.
So, Vijay, would you like to answer, or let me give my answer and then you can talk about yourself? So yeah, so see, there are a couple of things. Many organizations would say, okay, we would touch the technical debt and we will allocate 20% of our capacity for technical debt. So if that one is finalized or prioritized, then you can use these techniques again to make sure whatever is there in the technical debt, how do you prioritize and then maximize the value? If you even have not decided on the 20% that, okay, how much, you have a single backlog and then you would like to plan it out, okay, then you can use these techniques, nothing wrong in it. You and probably maybe in the next time we'll plan out that you can create your own custom formula to make it working. The Pareto principle, so many things we have not covered, but those are the simple ways you can utilize and then get going on this one.
Yeah, I understand, because I'm just asking in practice because we have tried keeping some capacity for technical debt and architectural roadmap, but it just that it don't work out. Probably it's something we have to work on, but product features always take priority because there are deadlines and we have to work for customers and all those things. So just wanted to know in practice how it will.
Oh, that is always the case.
Yeah.
Unless it is agreed upon by initially,
Exactly. Yeah.
if they always say, okay, the features are the priority because
Rahul,
it's visible.
no, maybe one more. I thought some of the organizations also have a dedicated hardening sprint.
Yeah.
Okay, which is generally not suggested, but Ritika, a question. Something in the latest Scrum guide that is actually changed in 2020. What it says is the definition of done is at different levels. The one is at the requirement level, maybe, but typically it is at the increment level. What is an increment? Whatever you deliver out of any sprint has to have certain quality. And if your definition of done has certain quality parameters, like if you have reliability, efficiency, maintainability, these criteria, or even if you say that the code complexity, your function should be at certain Maccabi number and not beyond that. So in such a cases, what will happen? You won't be able to put it into your mainline branch or production branch or even your pre-production branch. You can call it a staging branch. So this is what good teams do. And that is what is also your responsibility as a Scrum Master now. So, or whoever it is, you're part of the team also, then that's your responsibility to make sure that your definition of done is set for the increment. So if you do that, maybe you will stop the delivery because you're not matching the definition of done. In that case, that might work, but you'll have to, justify your definition of done or that requirement to your management and to your people. So that might happen. Don't have a very fixed answer for everybody,
Yeah.
but it's situational. Yeah.
I completely understand because we have tried different things, and every time it becomes a priority with feature work and other things. And also when you are short on staff, it is a problem. Like my company is a startup, so you have to concentrate on certain things. It's not that everything can be done. So I just wanted to know if there's something else, or if you guys have worked out certain situations and know things. So, but thank you for sharing. Yeah.
Sure. We can
Thank
discuss
you for
later on because I
asking.
worked with startups and main companies also. There are
Sure.
different strategies actually.
That
So
would be really good. Thank
sure.
you.
We can take up one more question.
Actually, can I ask the question which is not related to this session, but it is related to the agile?
Yeah, go ahead. We will end after your question. No, ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so I have heard about the terminology called higher base projects, and in that the interaction is directly with the client directly interacts with the developer. There is no need of a business analyst in between. So I'm little confused and afraid that means how the process goes there. Why they don't need any business analyst there, or it is considered as an agile means these those projects work on the agile base, or how this procedure is going on. So if anybody has any idea, they can share. Yeah, that was my question. Yeah.
Uh, so to quickly answer this, I mean, if I thought Rahul is not answering, so let me take it. Agile believes in information on the way you can make it quick. So how it can be quicker? It can be quicker from the person who is giving the requirements to the person who is actually delivering it. That's the fastest way. That's how we believe in agility. Now, if your scheme of things works into that, maybe you will get the answer. Maybe if you have multiple players in between, that will delay your solutions. I mean, that's how I can answer in a short this thing. Rahul, up to you.
Yeah, so the question also had one aspect
Yes.
that who will perform the role of business analyst.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so whatever you need, you should be getting it from the customer and customer directly. If they are not providing, then we'll think about whether it's possible, not possible, it's not working out well and the stuff. Again, I would say that empiricism, how it works out, inspect, adapt, and then try something new, and then see how whether it worked or didn't work and other stuff. But see what happens, I think the reason might be different reason, but one of the reason is the one who is requesting is directly communicating to the one who is developing, and then if he is requesting, he will also make sure that he is available for the review and then provide feedback. So the feedback cycle, right, which is getting reduced, you will have a faster feedback. So there are benefits as well. So
But
those might be reasons for it.
Rahul, I might want to put 1 or 2 cents here. See, the point is it is versus push versus pull. Next one is transparency and having a collaborative, discussions while we are doing requirements refinement. These are essential elements. If it is like a, a T&M method or something where people are assigning the work, I don't think the agile works that way. I think the method has to be more researched, and then only we can give any suggestions. But generally speaking, agile believes the work on transparency, and then the team should pick up the work, not should be assigned.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay. Thank you, Rahul, for a wonderful session. Appreciate.
Thanks, Satya, for attending. Thank you, everyone,
Yeah.
for
Thank
attending.
you for the session. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Rahul.
Thanks, Vijay and Agile Waters, for
Yeah.
organizing this one.
Yeah. Please
Thank
join.
you.
Rahul has given the
Thank you so
link.
much.
Please join him on LinkedIn, and you can also send WhatsApp messages to us if you have any questions, and we would like to answer that.
Where I can get the
Thank you.
Okay.
Somebody asked a question.
where I can get the WhatsApp number? Actually, I'm not part of any WhatsApp.
Okay, so I'm putting it in the chat room. Can you follow up there? Please check your chat. Rahul?
I got it.
Yep.
Sure. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, team. Thank you so
everyone.
much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nigeria. Thank you. Thanks for joining in. I hope best.
Thank you. Thank you so much. My first time. Thank you.
Oh, Victoria, thank you so much. Please join us every Saturday, same time, same location.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, bye bye.
Appreciate it.
Take care. All the
Bye.
best.
You too.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Thank
Bye.
you.